So what's up, everybody? We are chilling on the couch, live in the living room with a motherfucking legend. Hold on, so if you a legend, can you live and be a legend? Because I want to kill you, a living legend. Let's go. Cause I want to kill you. You know what I'm saying? I want to kill you. Yo. None other than the living legend, Miss Tamika Harper, better known as Miss Georgia Me.
West side, shout out west side.
So I am honored, fucking honored that you are in my home, on my couch.
In a nice home too.
Thank you very much.
This is a hoe catcher right here.
We're gonna edit that part out, okay? So Miss Georgia Me is a Tony, Emmy,
Yep.
Peabody.
Mm-hmm.
She has been doing this for
25 years.
25 years. 25 years. My father-in-law, I've read that my father-in-law once called you a go-to poet. One of the go-to poets. You know who my father-in-law is, right?
No.
Stan Lathan.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, me and Sanaa, yeah. We don't talk about it a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're so stupid. I'm like, Lord have mercy.
So, the go-to poet.
Mm-hmm.
The poetry royalty, spoken word royalty, to set the stage, set the standard for what it's supposed to look like, how you're supposed to handle it, how the business is supposed to be taken care of. Like, you are the premier person for spoken word. Queen Miss Georgia Me is on my couch with her Coogee sweatsuit.
Coogee Cosby.
How you doing?
I'm blessed and know I love you. For me to get up on a Saturday morning like I'm in middle school in a pep rally. This is only time for middle school games. I just want to say that.
Listen, I called Georgia at like 9 something. She's like, hello. I was like, hey, lady, how you doing? You know, I'm all gipper, you know what I'm saying? I've been up for a couple hours now. She's like, hey, yeah, okay, what's up? Like, we ain't, what do you need right now?
I'm going to be there at 10. No, you ain't. Chris is going to bring them.
Okay, all right, got you. Okay, no problem. So, Miss Georgia, like, how old were you not when you first got in the game, like when you became a professional? Mm-hmm. Like, how old were you when you became a professional spoken word artist?
22, 23. Yeah. I have been doing poetry all my life. Shout out to Camp Best Friends,
hey.
Which is a program in Atlanta that's set up for the students of the summer, in the summertime, for us to go to these recreation centers and parks, and they provide all this programming, basically. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, we poor kids, so we don't have Connect Four and Monopoly and all the games that we see on TV at Christmas, right? But at Camp Best Friends, you get to play all these games.
Gotcha.
And every day, you know, you have a whole little schedule. So I learned tap, ballet, jazz. My music teacher was Mojo, Atlanta's first rapper. Go look that up, Mojo. It's documented, my music teacher. So he did productions with us. We did The Wiz. We learned Elton John, like all of that. In the hood, Vine City, Zone 1, The Bluff. You know what I'm saying? And
yes.
And Miss Jenkins gave me Nikki Giovanni's Ego Tripping at 8 years old. And I just fell in love with this. I fell in love. What do you mean? I was born in the Congo. I walked to the Fertile Crescent and built the Sphinx. I designed a pyramid so tough that a star that only glows every 100,000 years falls into the center, giving divine, perfect light. I am bad. I was gone. It was over with.
Hell, I'm gone. I'm sitting right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gone right now.
But at 8 years old, I performed that in front of hundreds of people at summer camp. Then they had me do it for the city program. So I've always been speaking. Not knowing that I was preparing for my life. not knowing. And that's where it came from. That's where the poetry started. And then in 10th grade, I mean, not 10th grade, 5th grade, I was 10. I won an oratorical contest.
Okay.
At 11 years old, I entered a poetry contest. Now, I told you I was performing poetry.
Right.
I wasn't writing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
I don't remember the whole poem, but I remember what it's about. It was called More the Same, because it was about kids who are in wheelchairs and saying we're more the same than we're different. They just can't stand.
Okay.
And they was like, "Are you so talented?" And then poetry just became my life. Like, it wasn't for school. I'd be at the bus stop, cute boy, I write about it. My friend want to run away, I write to keep her here. My boys want some coochie, I write to get them some coochie. You know what I'm saying? It just became every project I ever did in school, I made it some type of way poetry. I was in high school, Lord have mercy. In high school, I was the morning announcer. Right?
Really?
Nick,
so you get on the intercom
every morning. Good morning, Washingtonians. Every morning. And then we had the worst football team in the world, right? So every Friday, I would
embarrassing.
Hey, we good now. Our band ain't shit now, but okay. We had the best band back then, so you gotta trade out. So, but I would write a poem every Friday to encourage my football team.
Oh.
And, I put their name in it, their number, their positions, all that kind of stuff. So anytime the school needed anything that was dealing like that, in writing or poetry, Tamika Harper. So it's always been me. Oh, and I was the band announcer. The first woman band announcer at Washington High.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
I mean,
always been this.
Because it's your gift.
Yeah.
Like, it's who you are. I think a lot of times we end up, sometimes we don't end up doing what we're supposed to do because we're just not true to ourselves. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because when you operate in purpose, it's all right, it's good. When you operate in purpose, I think who was I talking to about that? I mean, I think I was just talking to you. When you operate in purpose, then what you give, the gift that you give is a better gift for other people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then, like, I may have talked about this with somebody else, but it's reciprocal, right? Mm-hmm. The better gift that you give is the better gift that you get in return, and then you give it back to God. It's like a reciprocal thing.
And it's inspirational. When people know that you're working in your gift and your purpose, it inspires them to be in
right.
theirs.
Even like their purpose is different.
Yo, totally.
You know what I mean?
But I just wish everyone would acknowledge that, like, go for it. You can have a job, but let your job fuel your purpose.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Until your purpose is able to pay for your life. And it's so beautiful. Like, anybody who follows that path, they are so fulfilled, because that's what life is about. It's about, finding what makes you happy and what you're good at and how you can contribute. Like, do you want to be a contributor to society or just somebody who takes?
Right. Yeah,
and your gifts is the best way. That's why he gives them to us. So it's always been this way.
Yeah, you were born to be who you are.
My friends in high school, when they run into each other, they be like, "You seen Tamika Harper? She's still talking."
Look, when I was like, Obi, Georgia coming over there. We gonna do an interview. I said, hers probably gonna be a little bit longer than the rest, because Georgia like to talk. Georgia like to talk, but you know what? You got a lot to say.
Yeah.
You have a lot of experience. You have a lot of knowledge, and there's not one time that I've been in your presence that you have not given. Not just the poetry, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've heard you, I've seen you perform. Like, you giving during that, but like when the show is over, you know what I'm saying? And we sitting in the back, just like 4 or 5 people still left over. It's always a conversation. Mm-hmm. It's always a conversation that shows your passion for the art, mm-hmm. the passion for the people in the art, and how it's performed and how it's respected. Like, these are the things that I hear from you from the sidelines. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even involved in the conversation. I'm listening to the conversation. And so, like, every time that I'm able to be in your presence, I remember one time when I first, because I'm new to this, like, I'm new to this area doing what I'm doing. I remember one time having a conversation with somebody. I was like, bro, I really want to get into hosting. Mm-hmm. I want to start hosting. I think that's my vein. Like, I'm a good poet. I don't think I'm not a good poet or good enough poet. I love that too. Mm-hmm. But I want to be able to curate and create things and create spaces and give platforms and put people on my couch and stuff like that. He said, bro, you should talk to Georgia. You know what that was though? You know who told me that? Verb.
Shout out to
Shout
my
out
baby.
Verb. Shout out Verb. Shout out Verb. So he told me you should talk to Georgia. And I was like, you know what? I always see her, I always hear her talking, but I never approached her.
Yeah.
But once I did, it was like, boy, here, take my number. Like, stop playing. like stop playing. Like, so for someone to be at the level of prestige that you have, like you toured with Jill Scott, right? You've been all over the world with Def Poetry Jam
And myself.
and by yourself, right? You know what I'm saying? So like these are you know I had to she got an IMDb. First of all, let's talk about that. Georgia got IMDb. So these are things that people don't. This is not something that everybody has access to. And people don't have access to Georgia Me on the R&B side, in like the non-professionals, like, well, not when you say non-professional, but just like startup people that like fresh in the game can't go to a show that's being put on by somebody of your caliber.
The thing about poetry is I feel like you can. That's the thing about our genre. It's really not too many people who aren't that open or who aren't willing to help in some way. You got people who are straight assholes.
Okay.
Period.
Right.
But the last poets ain't assholes. Very accessible. Very willing to help. Father Amdi of the Watch Prophets ain't no assholes. Mama Sonya ain't no asshole. So I know that while we have people who may not be as welcoming or helpful, for the most part, it ain't nobody you can't get to. You know what I'm saying? Like, now Saul might take a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But eventually he'll get back to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's anybody.
Right.
So, but I mean, hell, if I can help save some steps, if I can inspire you or something that I did can be furthered by you, I'm not supposed to hold that.
Tell me when you started using the name Georgia Me. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. I feel like it's gonna be good.
So I was when I first started, I was Tamika Harper from the SWATs, West Side, Southwest Atlanta, Too Strong, and that was it. That was it everywhere. And I was on Simpson Road, which is now Joseph E. Boone.
Okay.
At a historical Atlanta eatery called the Tasty Dog.
Okay.
And it was a late night spot for all the niggas in the hood. Like, if you sold dope or you was one of them, D-girl, you know what I'm saying? After you leave the club, you hungry, you don't go at the Waffle House from the West Side. Right, nah. You go to Tasty Dog,
Tasty Dog, got you.
So I'm out there in the parking lot, and this brother come up on me trying to talk, tall, slim brother, and he got all this energy and all this, I don't know what you want to call it, just amazing and swag. And he was like, my name Low. And I'm like, Low, he live like loose, off, and wild. I'm like, okay, And so he
hold on, wait a minute, slow down. You telling me, so this person introduced himself as an acronym?
Yes, he did.
Okay, all right, just checking. I want to make sure, what type of game we spitting. What year was this?
Oh, 99.
Okay. In 99, niggas was stepping up to people saying, yo, my name is Low and it stand for this.
But the line that got me was, your mama pretty as hell. Did this nigga compliment me and my mama at the same time? Oh, yeah. I was like, you is too much.
My God.
Listen to me.
Oh, my God.
You is too much. He was like, I'm just full of that Georgia Me. And I was like, what's Georgia Me? He was like, gang. And it was like rockets and fireworks and everything just went off in my head. I was like, oh, my God. So I went to church that Sunday, and I was in church, and I like to decipher words. I do acronyms all the time. And Georgia Me came out, God's apostle moving everyone. So that became my name. That's God's apostle moving everyone. And me and him dated for the next 2 years. Shout out to Low. Okay. So,
That's what's up.
he named me and tamed me. You know what I'm saying? But and then as I got in the game, it became also going against man's ego. Because that's what I came up against all the time. You good for a girl, you the best girl, and all this shit. I'm better than you. I've beaten you and everything. Like, what are we talking about? And why are we doing that? Testimony should not be compared.
I'm good for who I am.
I'm
like,
great, bro.
Right.
Why you sitting up here with that? And then when I got to Deaf Poetry, the white people kept calling me God Me. They thought I was African, and Russ was like, just spell it all the way out. Just make it Georgia Me.
Gotcha.
So that's why it is what it is.
That's what's up.
Ain't it crazy?
That's what's up. So listen, I totally respect you. I totally admire you. And I think that you are a pillar of our community, and I believe in like giving flowers while you can. And so I got you these flowers. So I'm gonna take this down a little bit. I don't know if you like flowers, but I don't want you to see them. But I got you flowers.
Thank you, Jamello. Nice bouquet.
Yeah.
I got the perfect vase for these.
See? Yeah.
I was just looking at some flowers last night. I wasn't feeling so great because I just be so overwhelmed. But I looked over at the flowers, and I just felt good. Men and women, if you're not with anyone, buy yourself flowers, okay? And friends and just comrades, give your people flowers.
Yeah.
Because, I really feel like I'm Miss America. Thank you.
No, I feel like you deserve it. I feel like you deserve that, and I feel like that I would like to I'm not taking lightly that you're here with me. You know what I mean? And so I appreciate it, and I don't want any time to go by without you understanding that I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Mello.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Give me a hug. Thank you. All right, so I want you to perform a piece. And when we get done performing the piece, we can talk about it.
Okay.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Georgia Me.
Sister to sister, why must you show your ass? Why not have some class? Do you want to be lusted after or respected? And you wonder why real niggas reject you. You ever wonder what a sister be thinking when she in the club shaking her ass, drinking and shaking till her ass is fucked up? But then she stuck when she look up on a nigga that just don't care. He wants to cut her up and pull out that hair. She was a blonde weave teased about 4 feet styled in a fan. Got it done by a nigga she claiming her man, but if she got a man, why she in the club? Let niggas molest her. She think that shit's love. It's not love, it's lust. But she wants that attention. She needs it from men. Never knew her daddy had to mention, that's a clue. To why a real nigga she never knew. Well, her lovely self, there's no telling for a man what she'll do. She'll shake, she'll smile, she'll lie, she'll fuck. She'll drop, she'll lick, she'll swallow, she'll suck. Niggas can see this by her demeanor. He shows her some interest, so she's eager. He's not concerned about how to please her. He'll use her even though her resources are meager. Damn schemer. But when you look and act like a hoe, you'll get pimped. You being played for a fool, a sucker, a simp, letting these fake niggas blow you up like a blimp. He'll never want you for his queen, just a temp. Now take that $60 to the Pink Fox and get your weave crimped. You don't realize, and it's right before your blue eyes, how you have been brainwashed, even hypnotized by TV, video, picture show, and other hoes to be similar to the devils who ain't even on your level. Trill things aren't weighed like gold. My sister, the true jewel is your soul, but you steady busting your ass to get a shirt by BB. Some cloth with 4 letters across your titty just to impress people who aren't of good character. Paying $140 for an outfit when you only got $200. That's a factor. Your priorities are all wrong. But it won't be long before you wake up. I hope you're like this because you can't cope with being yourself 24 hours a day. To be you means to be different. Too big of a price to pay? Well, think about the cost of freezing your ass off in the cold in line, waiting an hour and a half to get in at Club 559 with a skirt right below your butt cheeks. Sisters shake their head, brothers holler, freak. If you ain't cutting, I ain't speaking. He ain't speaking unless you freaking. He'll hook up with you next weekend to sit and chat and spit some game. You like him and figure, hey, he's not a lame, so you fuck him and don't know his full name. When he doesn't call you back, you feel ashamed. I've been there, my sister. I feel your pain, sister to sister.
Miss Georgia me, Miss Got me, Miss
Stupid. Sounding like the white folk.
Miss Got me, Miss Got me. You African? Listen, dope shit, right? Always dope. So I never heard you say anything that was like subpar. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Dope shit. Can you tell me what inspired that piece? Tell me something. Tell me a little bit about that piece.
Well, first off, it was inspired just by life. We can cuss, right?
Yeah.
I had fucked this nigga, he ain't call me back. You know what I'm saying? I had never had that happen before. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm a bitch that you don't call back. It had never happened. You know what I'm saying? So I was traumatized. But I had to dig deep as to why it even occurred, how I allowed myself to be with someone unworthy, how I allowed myself to be just in that position. And that wasn't the only time I had been in that position. So it made me analyze my whole life. And after I wrote that piece, I read it to my coworkers, and they was like, "You need to go read this piece at Club Mecca." And I was like, "I ain't saying this shit in front of nobody." that nigga fucked me, didn't call me back. That's embarrassing.
I'm not telling nobody that.
I just read this to y'all. And my coworker was like, "No, you need to go." And I was like, "No." It took me 4 months
really
to go to the open mic, and like 30, 40 people from my job came because I worked in a call center.
Oh, okay, I got
you. You know what I'm saying? So I had a built-in fan base, but bump them, the crowd loved me. So like after I had finished the poem and went outside and was praising God, that's what made everything happen in my poetry world. The girl came up to me and was like, "I'm gonna put some clothes on. I'm gonna put some clothes on because of your poem." And I realized at that moment I had the power to affect people, positively or negatively.
Right.
And I said, "God, if you allow me to do this, I will spit anywhere and everywhere you say. Just help me take care of my family and get me out of Atlanta." And that's how it came. And that was the actual piece that got me on Deaf Poetry.
Wow.
But I've never done it on Deaf Poetry.
Really?
Yes. Because when I got there, I said, "I'm doing this."
I got something else for y'all.
I got something else for y'all. And they was like, okay, she ain't playing. And then the next season, I was like, "Nah, I ain't doing it this season. I'm doing
something else."
And by that time, I was on Broadway with them, so they wanted us to do shit that was on Broadway. And by the next season, I was like, "I know how to do this, so I'm doing this." So, they never got that on Deaf Poetry, which is crazy. It's still crazy.
Here's the thing, right? Ain't never got it on Deaf Poetry, but we got it here on my couch. We got it on the couch, nigga.
Got it on the couch.
Goddamn, I'm gonna have some other. Never mind. I ain't talking about. Okay. Anyway, on the couch. Okay. So listen. Tell me a little bit about what. So tell us where to find. I was just talking to somebody else about. I want to get to a place where I don't have to be introduced. Like when you see you know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You have that ability. Like when you anywhere in the poetry realm right now, like you step into play. Oh, that's Georgia. I mentioned your name to somebody, and they, "Oh my God, Georgia, I love Georgia Me." It's like for real. Like I might, no. Anyway, so listen, tell me about where to find you, like on socials and on websites. Tell me about your Westmore Drive project that you just dropped in February. Let's talk about a little bit. Just give me like a little commercial about what you got going on.
Ooh, what I got going on? I got going on in the world. We have Lady Girl Productions, which is a performance humanitarian agency that I have been doing really, I can't even tell you how long, because I've always made opportunities available not only to the poets around me, but the poets that I know across the country. And we do all type of events and customized events. So much going on with it. We just did Urban Ski. We got Essence. We got Puerto Rico Memorial Day weekend and Jamaica Memorial Day weekend. We got the Tamika Festival coming up.
Yes. What's the dates of that?
420 through Cinco de Negro. That is 420 through 5/5. And it's the 15th year, and it's 15 days.
Oh, okay.
And it's just celebrating every aspect of culture, activism, love, God, blackness. I'm honored to be able to present this to my city. And it's excellent coming together. I love it. I'm very grateful that the vision has just grown and grown and grown. And Westmore Drive is not only a amazing compilation album, it is also a label. On this album we just dropped February 21st, you have Crystal Dooms, who you showcased on your show. But the executive producers are Abyss Graham, Red Storm, myself, Tommy Bottoms. We have Big Rube, Teresa the Songbird, Talam AC, C-Bone Jones, Mr. Rozzy, Jaws of Life, Rewop, Shasha Martin, B-Rock the Superstar, Miss Mo, Paul Rich, and it's produced by Superhood. I pray I didn't forget anybody.
Right, because if you didn't forget anybody, I hope you didn't forget anybody. Because the names that you just named are all like, okay, look, this is a fire. I've listened to wherever you can find Westmore Drive, find it, download it, listen to it, buy it.
Yes, buy it.
Buy it.
And buy merch. Buy merch. We got,
right?
That's the thing. So we about industry. That's mostly what I got going on.
Yeah.
Just, expanding the industry. Most High has allowed me to do some amazing things in my career. And I just want more of those opportunities provided in a broader scale.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need just a poet once or twice a year to get these big opportunities.
Right.
On the Tonight Show, it should be a poet at least every month.
Right.
Every month.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, you can't be lame. Like, let's keep this shit 10,000. That's the problem. Everybody ain't meant to be in every arena. I'm just saying, like, on my mama. Like, I get tired of poets being in arenas and then destroying that opportunity for any other poet to come through. I do things, and I be like, Red would be better for this.
Right. Yeah.
She would be better for this.
Yeah.
Teresa be better for this.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why poets can't just know that there's more than enough.
Yeah.
Because if that person does a great job, the opportunity be expanded.
Yes.
So that's what it's about for me. Like, like I say, my goal is to have 50 artists working every day. Period. For my agency. That's just my little end. I can't do everything.
Right.
But that's just my little end. This is $1 billion industry.
Yeah.
And we as black creators need to be the beneficiaries.
Yes. Of our
We don't need to get a piece of
No.
it. We need to get the majority because we have created
We're
the
the
culture.
creator, right? Yeah.
Period.
Period.
So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. You can get you can find me at The Real Georgia Me. This is where I'm bad at. This promotions. I ain't worried about my following. I'm working on my leadership.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
But The Real Georgia Me on IG, TheRealGeorgia.me. I ain't got a .com. I got a .me. Okay.
.me, huh?
So you can come holler at me. I'm available for counseling, consulting. I do all kinds of things that God has just put before me. So no question is too small or dumb or any of that. And the point, I'm available. If I can get to you, if I can answer your question, if I can help you, if I can put you in the right direction, it's my honor.
Yeah.
My play mama, shout out to Donise. Shout out to my real mama, my born mama, lady girl, Inez Harper. But my play mama, Donise Designs out of Harlem. She says
Harlem.
out of Harlem.
Gotta say it like that.
Frederick Douglass. Okay. She says, it's my honor to aid you in your excellence.
Wow.
It's my honor to aid you in your excellence. And that's what it is. Like
there's no stopping. Like, it keeps getting better.
yes.
It's not just excellent, but it can be even excellent. It's more excellent tomorrow than it is today.
Being your best self. Like, when people, the competition that people have is futile to me. Your competition is being better than before.
Right.
That's your only competition.
That's
it's you.
Your last you.
Is that your last year,
Yeah.
last time?
Yeah.
And I get off on people succeeding, thriving, achieving. J.I. won the Grammy, but I won the Grammy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I
Right.
Whenever anything happens that's great or that is growth,
Right.
man, I might cry with you. It
Right.
ain't no might. I probably will.
That's why we click. I think we have a very similar. Cause like if I'm doing something like Obi, like if I'm performing somewhere and I want Obi to play for me, I'm like, okay, Obi, you do a piece too. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's let's do this together.
That's why people book me too, because they be like, Georgia brings some people
right.
every time, and sometimes I know that, shout out to Rewap, my sister, my friend, my one of my besties. I might not make no money that time.
Right.
But the check is gonna come because I presented to them beyond what they paid for. So they gonna come up and ain't need no conversation.
Right.
I tell boys all the time, bet on yourself. If you good dope, they gonna come back.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Yeah, all the time.
So, and you can't be scared of people shining. If you're scared of people shining, you shouldn't be on stage.
No.
You shouldn't be in this game, period, because you should want your stage to be at its greatest, having the best talent that it can. You shouldn't, I don't care, I can go behind Jesus. I'm not comparing my performance to what you did.
No.
And that's what people fail, because they don't get the same amount of claps, the same amount of standing ovation. Bruh, I'm God approved.
Right. I don't need anybody else.
That's it. And so I just want people to be in their purpose and understand that your word. Let's say Red Storm, who is always a crowd. That's my MJ. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna reach people. But the person who goes on before him or after him, who may have had a quieter performance, is still gonna impact someone in that crowd.
Right. It's for somebody.
It's for somebody. So you just gotta be, resolved in that.
Yeah.
So I'm just grateful that I love what I do. I love the community. I want the world to know about this world. I know I don't want it to get tainted.
You want it to be pure.
I want it to be
you
pure.
You want the world to know about the pureness of this, the real of what it is, and not what's on the outside, not the times when the poetry was the nomination was Obama reading that type of thing,
or the stereotype of what people think this shit is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It is so much more than that one aspect. Just like black people aren't a monolith,
right.
Poetry isn't a monolith.
No,
it comes in all kinds of ways from all kinds of
Yeah.
sources, and I tell people all the time, I don't like poetry. Or they go, I like you. I said, well, if you like me, I got some other people that you might like.
Yeah.
And that's the problem too. Expand it, poets. Expand it. If I don't understand, if you good, then if you love the people who love you, then love them by showing them other poets.
Right.
Don't you be the only one that they know about. And then people say to me all the time, I know Red, I know Rewap, I know blah, blah, because of you.
Right.
And that's an honor to be the one to present this amazing art form in all kinds of ways. And as you see, I don't just have one kind of person that I book everybody for anything.
It's like the Justice League. It's like the
that's just what
Avengers.
You know about. That's what you know about. You know about Red and Abyss and Rewap. Now I don't book B-Rock and She Bars, but Dana Gilmore and of course Teresa, Emerald Green and Moses West and Masterpiece and 7 out of Houston, and it's so many different poets across the country that know how to put on a show. Poets put together a 15, a 30-minute, and a 45-minute show. And if you can't do it, know that what you can do. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we need to be able to. I need poets to be able to do a 2-hour concert of my level. All y'all hitting the dub. You better be able to do a 2-hour concert. I don't want to. I'm not saying that we gonna do it. You gonna have to, but it's just good to have that.
A 2-hour concert in your pocket.
A 2-hour show. Like, how we gonna say we want the Coliseum and we ain't prepared for it?
Right. You know what? You ready to do a 2-hour show?
I've done one already, so I can.
I'm talking about. Let's do one. Let's.
Okay.
Okay.
Where the 20 stacks at? Okay.
Right.
Let's do that.
Wait,
That's on the low end.
Right.
On the low end, okay.
Listen,
I'm trying to get the Jill point, where she's like $500,000.
Listen. Okay.
$500,000.
Thank you so much. That's what I want. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming out and just kind of chilling with us, sitting and talking to us, and giving us the wisdom that you've given us. We enjoyed you. Shout out to Westmore Drive. Shout out to all the collaborators, the co-producers, the all artists and performers on that. Thank you so much for being you. Thank you so much for coming over. This was Miss Georgia Me. This is Live in the Living Room with your boy Mellow. This is a MellowVzn Productions. Shout out to my boy Obi. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all have a blessed day.